Howdy, partner. How goes it?
Howdy? What the hell? I got your email to meet you here. I've been calling you all morning. How come you haven't answered your phone call?
I don't have a phone anymore. Got rid of it. Someone needs me, they'll find me. I ain't hiding.
Yeah, at least not in that getup. What are you going to, a Village People reunion?
It's not a get-up. It's a way of life.
Don't you think you're going to look a little out of place at the merger meeting?
Well, since I'm not going, I don't think it'll matter.
What do you mean? Of course you're going.
Not anymore. Submitted my resignation this morning.
Yeah, in an email. You're kidding, right?
No longer interested in the corporate life. I'm getting out. I want to change.
Does this have anything to do with Marcia?
No. Okay, maybe, yes, okay. It might have had something to do with Marcia. Her leaving has made me reevaluate my life.
And this is what you came up with, the change of clothing.
It's a change of life. Getting out of the corporate cage and heading out west.
Out west? We're sitting in California. Where are you going, to Hawaii?
Okay, east. New Mexico.
And what will you be doing out west?
Ranching, riding the range, sleeping under the stars, cowboy stuff.
Cowboy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What do you possibly know about being a cowboy?
I have experience from the Triple W Ranch.
That was a corporate retreat. Team building on a dude ranch. It was a 1-week retreat.
Yeah, I learned a lot.
You can't be serious. We've been partners for 5 years. I left a corporate career to build this business with you. And now you're telling me you're going to throw it all the way to be a dude ranch intern.
Call it whatever you want, but I'm going where men are men. That's that.
So that's what this is about. Your manhood. Did Marcia take her balls with you?
Yeah, careful, Pilgrim. I still love Marcia. I wasn't man enough for her. She needed a real man like the Duke.
You're not the Duke. Hell, even the Duke wasn't the Duke. His real name was Marion. You're a corporate CEO. You're not a cowboy.
You don't have to fight with me on this. Nothing changes for you.
It all changes with me. I can't negotiate this merger by myself. You're the whiz kid. You know the algorithms inside and out. Hell, you built them. All I know is how to balance the numbers. It's always been us together.
The open range is a calling, partner. Keep your feet to the trail and the wind at your back.
Wait, Wayne. Wayne, come back, Wayne. Wayne.
Sorry, partner, my mind's made up.
All right, you say that you want to be a cowboy. You're already more cowboy than any man I've ever met.
How you all mean?
You always knew how to handle people. We'd have never built this company as fast as we did if you hadn't been so tough.
You ain't trying to sell me a bill of goods, is you?
I was never sure what that means, but all I'm trying to say is I need you in there with me to make sure we get the best deal in this merger. They outnumber me. I can't do it by myself. I need you in there with me.
You need a straight shooter?
Yes, but it has to be you. This deal will give us freedom. It is a life-changing deal. We've been working for it.
Not for the life that I want.
It is. With you run negotiations, we'll have freedom. Freedom to do whatever else you want to do. In time for you to get Marcia back.
You really think that I can get her back?
I know one of Marcia's biggest gripes was you're always working. She didn't leave you because she didn't want you. She left you because she couldn't get enough of you. And this deal will give you the freedom and the time to get her back, the time she always wanted.
There may be some truth in that.
Hell, I'd even stand in her window and serenade her. Let's do this together, like we've always done. But first, we lay down the law on these desperados.
Oh, I don't have time to change. Oh.
It's all good. It's all good. They won't see it coming. They'll throw them off the game.
Should I bring the 6 shooters?
You got a gun?
2 of them. You ever seen a cowboy without a gun?
I guess not. Let's see how the meeting goes. And you bring it for backup.
How about a horse? Should I ride in on a horse?
You got a horse?
You betcha. Ever seen a cowboy without a horse?
Well, you saved the horse for Marcia, because you're going to need it when you ride off to the sunset.
You really believe it's going to end that way?
Well, partner, y'all ever seen a cowboy movie didn't end that way?
Tell him hell's a coming, partner. Wow!
Woohoo! Hell yeah!
Oh, still too hot.
Oh, well, you're a tough cowboy. Don't worry about
I got this. We got it.
it. We got this.
I'm on my way, partner.
Okay. We'll see you there, man. Whew.
I thought your relationship was fantastic, you two. It it felt really real. I mean, I could feel that you had been together for 5 years or whatever it was, and gone through the ups and downs, and of one of you being like you are, and the other one being like you are, completely different, and feel how it would work in the company that you were going ahead with. I just thought you got that brilliantly, absolutely marvelously. But and you were going to do this on stage, weren't you?
We were going to film it, right, Stephen?
At the Torrance Public Broadcasting. Yes. But then COVID-19 changed our plans.
Yeah.
So it seemed to me that you were pretty much off book, which is that right? So you'd already learned the lines.
Oh yeah, yeah. We'd been rehearsing kind of like through Zoom and stuff beforehand. So yeah, we were ready to go.
Well, it was interesting because it gave you a lot of freedom, I think, didn't it? Especially you, Chris, to kind of wander around because you weren't stuck with the script, which is when we're doing these Zoom things. Most people are kind of, they got the script there and relying on it. And I felt a freedom from you as well. You were able to move around, and also, Roger, it felt to me as if you were able to make more of the character because you weren't so stuck on the words in that sort of way.
Well, it all starts with the script. We had a great script, and the advantage. Me and Chris weren't strangers. We didn't meet that day. We have a bit of a history,
Right.
And that shows. Either you have chemistry or you don't. And I remember, Stephen, you were gonna cast George originally to play.
Yes.
And
Yes.
George is more closer to my age. And when he said, "Well, I'm gonna cast Chris Markle," I go, "Well, he's a very talented young actor, but he's very young." And then I started thinking, well,
Thanks.
I started thinking, well, if I think in terms of I'm being a mentor and he's the whiz kid, then it really seemed to work, and it really seemed to groove, so to speak. And Stephen did a couple of dialogue changes, and it felt very natural to be with a guy that much younger than me. I guess you could say the relationship was living within us, so to speak.
Yeah. So
And it was just minor changes that needed to be done to kind of fix it for Chris' character. So, and a lot of that came from Roger. Roger just talking about the rehearsals, and he when during his rehearsal he kept thinking of the Wayne character in a certain way, but the script wasn't really written for that. And so when he made these suggestions, I said, "Sure, let's change it."
so where did this
The whole rewrite.
where did the idea come from in the first place, Stephen, for this one?
Oh, this is one of the one scripts that I know where it came from. This came from when I was on set of The French Cowboy, and I was working with another. What's that?
Being an actor.
Yes, yes. And I was working with another actor, and we found that we just had a lot of time on our hands while we were waiting for things to happen. And he had talked about the reason he had gotten into the film The French Cowboys because he always wanted to do a Western. And we started talking about, we could do one too if we wanted to, or a short one, because we were on this ranch and we were talking about possibly coming back to the ranch to do a Western. And when we found out how much they charged to rent the ranch, I said, well, they could be cowboys, but it doesn't have to be a period piece. It could be contemporary. He said, yeah, I guess we could do that. And then I said, well, what if they're both these executive type people and one of them is now going through like a midlife crisis or something and has decided to become a cowboy. The other guy has to kind of convince them. And he liked that idea. So the next day when we were on set, again, there was a lot of downtime and I just started writing it. And he would kind of walk by me and he goes, "You're writing that script, aren't you?" And I said, "Yeah." And before we were ready to shoot, I had it, at least the first draft of it written, and I showed it to him and he said, "Yeah, let's do it." But he and I never got to do it. So then when I heard about the public access, I said, okay, well, this is an opportunity to do it. And then that didn't happen. And then we got another chance here with the Zoom. So finally, it got done.
And it happened. So it seemed like a great deal of fun to play. You enjoyed it.
Well, a lot happens in 7 minutes, in beginning, middle, and end. And the characters do have a character arc. It's all there, and it comes very natural. My character sort of baits Wayne, into saying, "Hey, man, you've always been a cowboy. You've always been that guy." And then the carrot on the string is you can get Marcia back, but that came quite natural. I didn't have to say, well, what does this mean? And what does that mean? And I didn't have to do all this deep digging. It was all there. And that's actually great writing when you don't have to be such a detective.
Well, I also have to say that what we have here is kind of departed from the original script in another way. Is when I presented it to the Torrance station and we did a read through, they liked the script, but they didn't like the ending because the ending basically has Wayne just kind of walking away and saying, "I'm out of here and I'm done." And then Roger's character basically saying, the West is never going to be the same and he's an idiot. They wanted it to be a little bit more positive. And one of the people who was part of the reading suggested that, when they go out, they should go out together. When they open the door, the sun should come in, like a beautiful sunset coming in. And so I said, okay, I'll work on the ending. And I rewrote the ending. And for me, I liked it a lot better that it ends in this more positive note.
Well, and the ending as happened here, in fact, on the take that I used there, at the end, you improvised quite a lot, Chris and Roger. And you just kind of went into this improvisation.
We took liberties.
gave me
Yeah.
a wonderful move to turn it off, which then I could just cut to black. I mean, it was like absolutely wonderful, and it was this. Oh, I did it.
Right.
It also shows that I'm you know I'm this stuffy corporate guy. Now I'm gonna let my hair down now. You know, I'm gonna yeehaw. You know, things that I would never do. He's got me doing them.
Right.
I just figured, why not? If you didn't like it, we'd just shoot it again. So
I liked it.
So I think we need another script for these characters, don't we? Is there a part 2?
I think so.
we flip it. You're the flaky one this time.
Well, but you're the wild card.
So
You're
a completely different story or a sequence?
Well, I know maybe they've suddenly got locked down, and then what happens? So they're flopping out. So that's maybe when Roger turns into that, you know, just lazing around and not. And,
Well, that's also something I forgot, is that it got rewritten again to be done as a Zoom play, because the original meeting in a cafe. And then I said, well, because Henry and I had worked on a couple of these, I kept thinking, you know, we need something that's more oriented towards this platform. And it was just like, okay, 2 corporate guys, they could be on the internet together. They don't have to be in the same room. It could be in different locations. And then, so it changed again. It just keeps evolving.
Yes. Well, that's good. In these terms, the ending was they weren't in lockdown at that time because Wayne was about to go off to the office to the meeting. But but if lockdown suddenly happened, their characters might get very weird.
So to speak.
I'll have to think about that one.
Anyway, thank you very much indeed. I had a lot of fun watching you do. I just think it's magnificent and very, very funny. Thank you.
Oh, cheers. I mean, why did we get into this? Because we have fun, right? It's fun.
Yeah.
Sure.
What else?
Yeah.
Well.